Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to another episode of the Year Cooking Canuck. On today's segment of Memories of Macedonia, I'm going to be making something called Supa so Koftinija. And what that basically is a soup with kofte or Koftinija. Now, I've made kofte before, and basically what it means is a meatball. In Macedonia, we can make them quite large, and sometimes they're oval, and we grill them on the skada or grill, or they can be cooked in the oven. And in this case, they're going to be made smaller and put into a soup. Now, I will put the link below for the other kofta video. So let's get started. We'll go in my kitchen and I'll show you all the ingredients you're going to need to make Supa so Koftinija. Welcome back to the kitchen countertop as usual. So right here I have an array of items to make this soup. It's quite easy, guys. In this bowl I have a pork and beef mixture. Now you can use ground veal, you can use all pork, you can use all beef, you can use a combination, you can use lamb, you can even use chicken or ground turkey, or a combination of thereof. I like the pork and beef because it's more traditional, and a lot of people also use veal, and there are a lot that do use lamb. However, I think for the soup, it will take on a whole complete different flavor if you use lamb, so just saying, up to you. Right, then I have over here almost a cup, pretty much just shy of a cup, of long grain rice, which I've washed and rinsed. As far as your vegetables go, guys, you're going to need a couple of onions. You're going to need a large carrot or two medium. I just have small little measly ones left, so I'm going to use up what I have left. You're also going to need some garlic. Now, I love garlic, so I'm using quite a lot. You can do all of these to taste, okay? You're also going to need some parsley. What you're also going to need are bay leaves, and this is optional, you don't have to use bay leaves, and another large onion for in the soup. However, you're also going to need stock, a chicken stock preferably. And I had a roasted chicken I made from the carcass, my own chicken stock. And in the chicken stock, sorry, my battery is going to run dry. In the chicken stock, there were bay leaves and onions already. And so I'm not going to add more because it's already in my stock. You're also going to need an egg, a lemon, salt and pepper to taste, and you're going to need a little bit of finca or vegeta. Go sparingly because this is salty, okay? Just saying, guys. And you're also going to need some paprika. Just a bit, you don't have to go heavy on it this time. In the meat mixture, I'm going to grate these onions. I'm going to add garlic, and I'm going to finely chop some parsley. Optionally, you can put some oregano, or you can also put some mint. My baba used to often put mint in her kofta and her little meatballs. I have just a little bit of mint left, so I think I'm going to use it up. I'm going to actually put it in there. But you don't have to, you can omit it. I'm not going to put oregano, but you could put oregano in here as well. Other options for putting in the soup, you could put a potato, but I think it just would be a little bit too much with the rice. But if you want it more chunky and hearty, you could. Just saying. And you can also, if you would like to chop up a pepper, a hot pepper or bell pepper, that would be lovely in here as well. I do have some hot peppers, but I'm saving them for a different recipe. So guys, this is all the stuff you're going to need, and we'll see you shortly once I just start getting all of the meat mixture blended up. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. All right, so in my bowl with my minced meat, I have everything added. I have my garlic, I have my parsley, I have the grated onion of one of the small onions, I have paprika, salt and pepper to taste. And I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and grate the other onion. Now guys, this is so easy. Using your box grater, using the large holes, you simply peel back your onion so you have like a little handle. Hang on to that handle. Whoop. Yeah, not like that. And grate. You can even do this right over the food that you're going to use it in too. I also like to do this with tomatoes, and it instantly removes the skin and seeds if you're doing a sauce. Just give it a turn. Some onions may be very juicy, and if you want, you can leave the liquid behind. And then you have the little nub end, which you're not going to use. Discard it. And avoid crying. And go ahead and add your onion to the mixture. So guys, what I'm going to do now, and you all know how to do this, and you don't need to watch me do it, is I'm going to just make small meatballs, and I'm going to set them aside on some parchment paper, and put them in the fridge, and when it's time to add them to the soup, I'll let you know. So I'll be back and show you the next step, basically rolling these into balls, and we'll get the soup going. Hello my friends. Okay, so we're back, and I've gone ahead, as you can see, and rolled up my Koftinija, my little meatballs. Now, I forgot to mention, I'm using 1 kilo of the minced meat, and this yielded 30 somewhat smallish, medium size, let's say, meatballs. Guys, you can cut this recipe in half, double it, triple it, whatever. For this amount of meatballs and the amount of rice I have used about 3 liters of stock, or that's about 12 cups or so. Now, when it comes to the stock, I didn't have quite enough, so what I did was I topped it up with some hot boiling water, and there's nothing wrong with that, because don't forget, you're going to be adding vegeta. Right, so I'm going to put this aside for a sec, and carefully bring my pot over here, because I want to talk. And as I said, you can make this to suit your family. Here's the stock. Now, if you're going to use vegeta, speaking of which, or the finca, if you think it's going to completely dissolve, it won't. You're going to have little flecks. I don't know if you can see that or not. But the little flecks are vegetable flecks. There's carrot and parsnip and a little bit of parsley. So don't, think that you haven't dissolved the vegeta, because you have. It's just those flecks are little dehydrated vegetables that will hydrate once they hit the hot liquid. So as you can see, I hope I'm showing you. There you go. The stock is quite nice. So at this point, what I'm going to do, take it off the heat, or turn the heat off, and gently add in your Koftinija. Now you're probably wondering, where is the egg? Well, that's for something else. I'm going to just bring this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Better. The egg is for something later, which you will see. These will not fall apart. You do not want to put them into a huge rolling boil. but the stock should be lightly boiled. What I did was I bring it to a boil, and then I turn it down, let it simmer. And you're going to continue adding them. And as you can see, they're already starting to get browned from the residual heat, and they're not going to fall apart on you guys. They will not fall apart. So I'm going to continue adding them. I'm also going to go ahead and add the rice. As I wash this, it's sticking a bit. Get in there. And the rice won't take too long to cook, and neither will the kofta. When you're mixing your kofta, don't worry about over mixing it. They're very soft. Very soft. But don't worry about over mixing it. I know a lot of times you'll hear don't over mix your mince because it will get tough. But you know what? You're putting these in raw, in broth. They're going to cook in the broth. They will not be like rubber balls. Believe me, they will not. So all the kofta are going in, gently, 2 at a time. And I'm putting them in the spoon so they don't splash up on me. Right. And then just gently give everything a stir. If it looks like a lot of kofta to you, it should be, because that's what this soup is about, the Koftinija. Supa so Koftinija. So that's the star of the show. At this point in time, you can also go ahead and add your finely diced carrot. You can even shred this. You can omit it if you don't even want it in there. The carrots are just going to basically add some flavor and a little bit of color. So gently. So guys, I'm going to put this back onto the hob, and I'm going to let everything cook through, and I'll bring you back and show you the next step then. Hello guys, alright, so the soup is pretty much done. I've tasted it for seasoning. It is perfect. And I even snuck a little Koftinija, a meatball. And it's tender, it's juicy, it's so good. So what I'm going to do now, this is where those eggs come in. So I have 2 beaten eggs in this used yogurt container. You can use a bowl, use whatever you want. I'm going to beat that up a little bit more. And to that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to temper it with a little bit of the Supa broth. And what this does, guys, is basically help you not get scrambled eggs. So, just a bit. I know you guys can't see in there, but and then you're going to go ahead and add a little bit more broth. And what I've used, guys, is 2 eggs, not the 1 for this recipe. However, if you're going to make less, probably the 1 is okay. Don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah. So I'm pretty confident that the eggs are tempered, and I can feel the sides are quite warm. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get my soup. As you can see, it's lovely and wonderful. The meatballs, there's the rice in here, but there's plenty of broth, so it's not over ricey. And you can still see the carrots in here. Oh, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding the egg and slowly stirring. So you don't have to go all in one dump. Just very, very slowly. Keep adding very slowly. Because what you're wanting is the egg to kind of develop in the soup and thicken it just slightly. But you don't want chunks of egg. And you're probably seeing the rice in here because it's getting thicker now as we go. So that's it. Then what you can go ahead and do is squeeze in the lemon. So I have half here. I don't want the seeds in there. I'm just holding my hand as a sieve. I took out as many as I could. This lemon is very juicy. I'm going to start off with half a lemon, and then you taste it, and if you require more or want more, you can add more. You can omit the lemon if you want, but it really does add some niceness to the soup. Right, guys? Oh, look at that. It smells so good. I can't believe it. Alright, guys, so all that's left for me to do is to serve it up, and I'll see you when it's time to eat, which is almost immediately. Hey guys, it's time to eat. So I have a slightly warmed bowl here, and I'm going to go ahead and ladle up my soup. For my accompaniment, I just have a little bit of pita, some feta cheese, and I have a roasted hot pepper that's pickled. That is from Macedonia. So I'm going to go ahead and ladle up some of the soup. Make sure I have some rice. And guys, I did taste this, and what I did was I did add one more beaten egg and the rest of the lemon, to be honest with you. But you taste yours. You may or may not need. Oh, doesn't that look so appealing, so lovely? And then some of the broth. This is good eats, guys. I'm telling you. You'll feel like you're back in the village for sure. That's it, guys. The soup is all done. It's ready. And I'm going to eat. Again, thank you so very much for watching the Euro Cooking Canuck and Memories of Macedonia, and I'll see you next time. Please go to my Facebook page, which I will also put the link to below, where you can get little hints and updates on what's coming up next. Also, I just want to thank all my subscribers, and I want to thank you for your comments and your suggestions. I answer back to each and every one of you, so please do comment. Right, give me a good thumbs up. Hope you like this, and I'll see you next time on Memories of Macedonia. Ajde prijetno, hvala mnogo, ajde čao.